Welcome back, everybody. This Week in America. Great to have you with us on the program today. Tim Levy is back with us. He's the creative force behind everything from children's books to nationally broadcast TV shows. From business plans to leading-edge online technologies, Tim is a coach, consultant to CEOs of some of the most profitable businesses in the world, also a speaker for major international organizations, a best-selling author, and for today, a guest on This Week in America. Tim, welcome back to the program.
Thank you. That makes it sound way more than it necessarily feels like, but thank you. Great.
Well, you're all that and more. Trust me, that's why we're having Tim back on the program. Website, by the way, timlevy.net. We'll be talking about one of his books in the program today, one of his new books, and Levy is Levy. timlevy.net. Of course, go to our website, log on, and get all that information. Tim, the book we want to talk about today is one of the new ones called Creativity and Innovation, Accessing and Optimizing Your Inner Visionary, Entrepreneur, Artist, and Muse. Let's start talking about that. Maybe a little background on your story, because you really exemplify what you're talking about there. High school, college, and now working with Fortune 500 companies.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it turns out when you talk to people and ask them, you know, does creativity have any importance in your life? Is it important to you at all? Everyone feels like being more creative, whether it's in their personal life, their business life, their creative life if they happen to be an artist, their business life if they happen to be an entrepreneur, is really important to everybody. And it's been very important to me. I've done everything from children's books to TV shows. I'm constantly speaking, what have you. And I noticed this one core principle, which seems really simplistic, but when I started to talk to people about it, they're like, man, tell me more about this, which is that when your personal sort of energy is really high, you are the most creative you can be. When your personal energy is really low, you're kind of bummed out or depressed, it's like you can't see any answers, you can't see any options. So the process of managing your creativity and optimizing your state becomes a process of managing your energy. And when you get your energy really high, it turns out you have fallout in your life. I've been blessed. Everything from, again, creativity, innovation in business and personal life, through sort of more intangible things like relationship connections, general abundance. It's an amazing sort of panacea, but this book focuses on creativity and innovation.
The name of the book is Creativity and Innovation, Accessing and Optimizing Your Inner Visionary, Entrepreneur, Artist, and Muse. The nice thing about Tim's books, they're easy to read. In fact, once you pick them up, you can't put them down because it's like, this makes sense, and you can't wait to get to the next page. Easy to read. They're very practical. Information available at timlevy.net. Information available at our website, thisweekinamerica.us as well, and you can log on and get that information. You know, it's interesting because for so many of us, when we hit that wall, when we're trying to be creative, and maybe that's the key, I'll come back to that. Well, let me jump into that right away. When we're trying to be creative, trying to be innovative, is that the wrong way to go about it when we're forcing something that's not there?
Yeah, I probably would say that's the wrong way, because what happens is when you you answer me. Is your energy higher when you are stressed or relaxed? Which is it?
Relaxed.
Definitely relaxed. So if you stress, if you start to put pressure on yourself, I must write the first line of this book. I must, get this business plan done. I must come up with a great idea to save my relationship. By putting that energy on and arguably stressing yourself out, you're lowering your energy, and that's when you are least connected. That's when you are least creative and innovative. So I often talk to people. I've talked to people and worked with people who are long-term depressed. That's a medical deal, and this seems to work there too. Step one is always get your energy up. Once your energy is up, now you go back to whatever it is you need to be creative or innovative about.
How do we get our energy up? What are some of the tips you can give us to take that funk, the funk that we're in, and get the energy up?
That's the heart of this book. All of my work, and Rick, you've known me a little while now, is aimed at being practical. I don't like to just talk about stuff because I think it's a waste of time. I want to give you actual steps you can take, exercises you can do that actually get the result you're after. In this case, there are like 5 or 6 different things that for most humans bring your energy up. Now, it's different for each person, but here's the groups. The first one is that I've noticed for most people there are high energy and low energy locations. For example, for me, I don't like being in offices. I don't like being in a little cubicle surrounded by beige and stressed out people. It just lowers my energy. But I love being, for example, outdoors near the water. I have a great creative space here in my office. I've got tools. I mean, I got a guitar. I don't even play guitar. I've got a guitar right here. I've got a bass guitar. Why do I have this? There's no reason for me to have this. It's just a trigger that makes me feel better. I've got a canoe pole here. Again, just being clear, I don't own a canoe, but all of these things bring me back to those places that are high energy for me. So when you go to those high energy places or visualize those high energy places, it raises your energy. Second group of things is fuel. This one is so important because it turns out there are good things to put in your body and bad things. Tell me, Rick, are you a burger and fries guy?
From time to time, yes, I am. And time to time happens to be lunch, dinner, and breakfast.
Right. Well, there are some foods, and it is, again, different for everybody, so you have to pick your own here, that kind of put you in a food coma. For me, it's things like burgers and fries, lots of carbohydrates, lots of sugars. They tend to just, I'm having a snooze straight away after lunch, after dinner. Well, that's not bringing my energy up. Where when I go into the world of things like superfoods, green drinks, for me, I just feel way better. Organic food, that kind of stuff. So there's location, there's food or fuel. There's a whole bunch of these, but I'll just give you the 3 out of 7. The third one, and this one's the one that gets everybody, is people. And what I'm saying here is that there are some people, when you're around them, that 5 minutes talking to this person, half an hour talking to this person, you just feel like you want to, you're bummed out.
Even if your energy is high, yes, at that level, after you talk to them, it's like when your sugar high is over with and you're crashing.
Right. When the burger's gone out of you, sure.
Exactly.
So I call them energy deficit people. And my personal theory here is this is what happens every Thanksgiving is you're forced into a room with in-laws and people who might be low energy. So you go in and you just feel terrible and wind up fighting. But the good news is there are people who are energy surplus people. So, for example, if I'm feeling, for whatever reason, not awesome, I can use all these tools. I can go to a great place, I can eat good food, or I can just call up, email, or go play with my personal energy surplus people. So it turns out my family, my children are really energy surplus. One of my friends, Robin, always energy surplus. I've got a lot of people around me. And in fact, I've got to say, I'm pretty cold about this. If you are an energy deficit person, you don't wind up staying in my life very long.
You're in and out of there real quick. Tim Levy has been our guest on the program, the book, and we're going to have Tim back. And in fact, I'd like to do another show and talk about this topic because it's fascinating. Yes. Creativity and innovation. Tim Levy is our guest on the program. His website is timlevy.net. More information at our website, thisweekinamerica.us. Tim, we'll have you back and we'll continue this discussion. And thank you, everybody. You're listening to This Week in America on the Blue Funk Broadcasting Radio Network.